I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me, no. We're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all, we should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not, because I still believe. You're my gravity. You will never be what I expected. Different frequencies, that's why we ain't connected. You know I will make it through, I got nothing to lose but you. It's true you're so far away, and it's true I can feel the same. It's another day, you know you want me to stay, but I go my way. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not, because I still believe. You're my gravity. You're my gravity. You're calling out my name, but the echo numbs your pain. Sorry, but more than just a shadow, I'm more than just a man. You don't care how I feel, you don't know how I feel. No, you don't know how. I wash away the sorrow till my heart can beat again. You're my gravity. No, you're my gravity. I will let you go, the only thing that I know. You were my gravity, but now I have to leave. I will let you go. Why do you feel that I want? What do you think that I want? I know how to breathe into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity. I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me, no. We're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all, we should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not.
Warning. The Duracell Cup Series data file you have attempted to access is out of date. Uploading current file now.
It's a brand new car from stem to stern, and it's never been raced at these speeds.
The next gen car is opportunity.
Everything is different with the exception of like the seat, the steering wheel, and your helmet.
Unknown creates excitement.
Talking about my generation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here as we get set for qualifying this weekend in preparation for race number 32 of Season 7 of the NNSCRA Duracell Next Gen Cup Series. Getting ready here tonight to take to the mile-and-a-half Arizona Speedway for playoff race number 6. Elimination race number 2 at the conclusion of this weekend. We will have whittled down our original 17 playoff drivers to our remaining Elite 8 to get ready to run the final 3-race round of the playoffs. Of course, the final 4 will move on from there to battle for the championship at the finale at Michigan. 42 drivers attempted to qualify this week, so all will make the show. So an expedited qualifying session here this weekend. 15 minutes will be on the clock. Top 10 will move on to run for the pole position. 11th on down through 42nd will be the lineup for those spots at the conclusion of round 1. Driver that definitely needs a good run tomorrow would be Rob Evans. Back-to-back DNFs to start off this round of 12. The regular season champion comes into this race a total of 28 points below the 8th in the standings cut line. Rob Evans coming into this race not necessarily in, but certainly would have to treat tomorrow afternoon as a must-win situation if he's going to move on to the round of 8. Evans was one of the earlier drivers out here onto the racetrack, trying to take advantage of the clean racetrack to try and put down the lap time that's going to get him at least into the Fast 10. One would certainly think that at a track like this, based off of the races we've seen in the past, track position will be important, especially in the early going tomorrow. Right ahead of Rob Evans is Matt McIntyre. Matt McIntyre with a, well, I guess we could probably say his best race of the season last week. Led 33 of the 81 laps at Hanford. But he did get the wall while leading. A caution came out. They had to repair the damage under caution, which with everybody all bunched up nose to tail, lost him a lot of time on pit road. He restarted 12th and then never made it out of mid-pack. But was very strong when he was up at the front. Matt McIntyre looking to build off of that. This is a home track for Matt McIntyre. Matt McIntyre, originally and currently a resident of the Indiana state, but spent a good portion of time in Arizona as well, so considers Phoenix, Arizona Speedway, as well as Indianapolis Motor Speedway as home tracks. A couple of playoff contenders right there, donning rookie stripes. Connor Breton comes into this race as the cut line driver, 8th in overall points. It's going to be the second straight round where a Northeast Motorsports driver is going to be the cut line driver. Austin LaPlante was the cut line driver when we were at Nashville Superspeedway 3 weeks ago. In the final race of the round of 17, LaPlante managed to finish in that exact spot to advance into this round of 12. Connor Breton will look to do the same or improve tomorrow afternoon. Casey Hoyt is currently second overall in the playoff standings, but in the third seed because last week, Dylan Poteet advanced his way into the round of 8 with his victory at Hanford. So Casey Hoyt is theoretically points-wise second highest in the playoff standings, only to Matthew Rodriguez. Casey Hoyt comes into this one 20 points above the cut line. There's the aforementioned Austin LaPlante. LaPlante coming into this one 11th of the 12 playoff contenders. He's only 9 points below the cut line, so he doesn't need to win tomorrow, but he definitely needs a good run. LaPlante, while we mentioned about Rob Evans, back-to-back DNFs to start off this round of 12, Austin LaPlante has been damaged in back-to-back races. Got badly damaged, finished multiple laps down at Hillside, and last week was caught up in the same wreck that actually took Rob Evans out of the race. A lot of other playoff contenders were collected up in that one also, including Reese Banks and Jesse Turner. There's Jesse. Turner coming into this race 4th in overall points. Jesse Turner is currently 5th in the playoff standings, with Dylan Poteet leapfrogging him with his victory last week. 16 points above the cut line for Jesse Turner, so a pretty nice sizable cushion for Turner to be able to work with as he'll look to advance into the round of 8. There's Chris Dollerton. Dollerton had a great run last week at Hanford. Jumped up a couple spots in the standings to 23rd in overall points. Looking to build off of that here tomorrow. Levi McIntyre also had a good run. He drifted back into the latter half of the top 10 in the closing stages of that race, but was up front for a good portion of that race. Had a really strong race car, and also another driver looking to build off of that momentum. Carson Gum, former winner here at Arizona, took the checkered flag here back in Season 3. Carson Gum coming into this race situated 24th in the points days, still looking for his second top 5 on the year. You saw Matthew Rodriguez coming off of pit road. Rodriguez comes into this race the highest of the playoff contenders points-wise that has not yet won his way into the round of 8. Matthew Rodriguez is also the inaugural winner here at Arizona Speedway, all the way back in Season 1, his first career Duracell Cup Series victory right here at this racetrack. And he will look to utilize it here tomorrow afternoon to make his way into the next round of the championship battle. Ryan Butcher, 6th in overall points, coming into this one, 11 points above the cut line. Ryan Butcher, last week, looked like he was going to be a little bit of a non-factor. He did manage to work his way up through the field second half of the race, had a decent outing at Hanford, and right now, though, looking for a little bit more speed as he's sitting 37th on the board. This was a problem for him last week as well. Why we didn't really see him up towards the front because he did not qualify well, started towards the latter portion of mid-pack, and right now he's in danger of starting towards the rear of the field if things don't change in these next 7 minutes. So we'll keep tabs on that. Jose Mills coming off of pit road, got the pole last week at Hanford, and managed to finish inside the top 10. Will Goss, 2-time winner of the season. He's currently 39th on the speed charts. Keith Batson coming into this race, the first driver below the cut line, 2 points below Connor Breton, 9th in overall points for Keith. Keith Batson last week finished, I believe, was in the top 20, but A couple of drivers that were around him in points did a lot better. Poteet obviously was below him in the standings and won. Zach Rogers was just above him in standings and netted a solid performance, jumping up 5 spots in standings. So Keith Batts has got some work to do tomorrow. Anthony McCurry on pit road there on the 61. Quentin Moore on the 89. A couple of drivers still get their first wins on the season. Ryan Brommer was a strong contender last week. Drove his way up into the top 10 late on in that race. He's 6th on the board right now, looking really good. Ryan Brommer gained 5 spots in standings last week, up to 29th, and looking good again here this week. Ryan Brommer obviously not battling for the championship, but he is coming back to Auto Junction Racing next year, so looking for some momentum in preparation for Season 8. Caleb Fogler, the former champion, right now 5th on the board in the Busch Gardens Ford Mustang. Of course, got eliminated from the first round of the playoffs, but for him, Will Goss, James Qualls, Destin Boland, and Dylan Young, they're all looking to end out the season in the highest finishing points pay position that they can, which for those 5 would be P13. Right now, Destin Boland has that spot over Young, Goss, Fogler, and Qualls in that order. Cody Lamas in the 84 had the good run at Hillside, struggled last week at Hanford. Cody coming into this race in the 28th position in points, still looking for that first win on the season. Joshua Osborne, winner from a couple of weeks ago at Hillside. Right now, he's 3rd on the board on the speed charts, so he's in line to move on to the final round of qualifying. Defending champion Charles Sanford, 22nd on the board right now in the Reese's Chevrolet. 22nd in overall points as well for Charles. And there is the driver that comes into Arizona Speedway completely worry-free of what happens tomorrow afternoon. Dylan Poteet knows he will be in the round of 8 after his victory last week at the Hanford Speedway. His 7 competitors still yet to be determined, but Dylan Poteet with his 2nd win on the season. And it's the 3rd playoff driver to win here during the playoffs. Matthew Rodriguez, of course, winning at Gateway, and Rob Evans winning at Nashville Superspeedway. We've had 3 playoff drivers and 2 non-playoff drivers win so far here since the playoffs began. Michael Norman is top of the board in the 22. This team has really brought some fast race cars to qualifying. They were top of the board in their round last week at Hanford to advance into the Fast 10. Michael Norman started the Hanford race from the outside of the front row in 2nd, and another fast Pizza Hut Ford Mustang here this week. Jessica Shelton is 2nd on the board right now, in line to move on to the Fast 10, and Shelton needs a good run tomorrow after a tire problem. But we don't see that very often here. But they brought her down pit road. She was making good forward progress through the field, was en route to cracking the top 10, came down pit road. They changed the right sides, changed the left sides, and immediately then pushed her back behind the wall. Apparently not able to get the left side tires on, and Shelton suffered a DNF, finishing in the 41st position. Because of that, Jessica comes into this race 10th in overall points, 5 points below the cut line, looking to bounce back tomorrow afternoon. Shelton, of course, we keep talking about this, not to put pressure on her, but she is the last-ditch hope for S3 Motorsports to win 3 straight championships in a row off of the Matthews Pollard Fogler Championship in seasons 5 and the Charles Sanford Championship from last season. Dylan Young, the Coca-Cola Ford. eliminated from the playoffs in round 1. Right now 17th on the board for him. Cole Deaver, 33rd for the number 3. Destin Bolin currently in 38th in the 12 car. Destin looked really good last week. He and his teammate RJ Bishop looked like they had very good long run cars. Zach Rogers right now 16th on the board. In the car out of Evans Motorsports. Zach Rogers last week was the cut line driver going into that Hanford race. And he ran very, very well. Picked up 5 spots in the standings, up to 3rd in the overall points. And he's a total of 18 points ahead of the cut line, so really needed a good run, got it, and now he'll look to build off of that as he's looking to continue to advance his way through the playoffs. Matt Haas right in front of him there in the 30. We talked about Carson Gum and Matthew Rodriguez being former winners at this racetrack. We do have a couple of others in the field this week as well. Ryan Butcher is the defending winner of this race, and Jose Mills took a checkered flag here back in season 5. Correction, season 4. The other 2 previous winners were William Brock in season 2 and Dave Campos for Haas Racing back in season 5. Looking at Reese Banks in the 44. Reese Banks involved in that wreck over in turn 1 last week at Hanford. Suffered a DNF as a result. Dropped 5 spots in the standings down to 7th. He's 8 points ahead of the cut line coming into this week. Hometown driver RJ Bishop, right now 32nd on the board. As it looks like the fastest here in this first round is going to be the 22 of Michael Norman. There was Fitzwater, last week's runner-up finisher. There's Norman, and with zeros on the clock, that's going to do it. And let's take a look at the 10 drivers that are going to be moving on to run for the pole position and at least start this race inside of the top 10. It's going to be Michael Norman, Jessica Shelton, going to be the fastest of the playoff contenders here, as she'll get 2nd. Joshua Osborne in 3rd. Anthony McCurry 4th. Caleb Fogler, Ryan Brommer, Rob Evans. That's huge. Going to have good starting track position for a must-win situation driver. Connor Breen, another playoff contender, right there with him as well. In 8th, Kyler Sustre, who's back in the field after he knew that he and Reggie Fogelman were locked in, with there being no other non-charter drivers this weekend. And Matt McIntyre is just going to edge out his Michael Norman Motorsports teammate Nathan Ormond for the 10th and final spot to advance into this final round of qualifying. Let's see where, from 11th on down, the rest of our playoff contenders are going to start this race. Zach Rogers will be 16th. Matthew Rodriguez in 22nd. Casey Hoyt 25th. Dylan Poteet's already locked in, and he'll be 27th. Jesse Turner in 28th. Keith Batson 29th. Austin LaPlante will be back in 35th. Ryan Butcher, the defending winner of this race, all the way back in 37th. Reese Banks will be in the 39th position. He will be the furthest back of the playoff drivers in the starting lineup for tomorrow afternoon's festivities. Look at Michael Norman. I believe it was last week at Hanford as well. They were running 38-second lap times, and Michael was the only one in the 2 groups of the first round that was able to hit a sub 38 and a high 37. And he kind of does the same thing here this weekend at Arizona, the only driver to crack into the 29-second bracket. Will that translate over to the round of 10 and him maybe being able to capture his 2nd pole on the season? Or what will these other 9 drivers that advance with him be able to do on the adjustments during this race break to try and start from the inside of the front row themselves? We'll find out in just a minute. Looks like 3 playoff contenders and 7 non-playoff drivers going to be vying for the pole position in just a moment. Final round, Fast 10 coming up here right after this NNSCRA TV race break. Thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast on NNSCRA TV. If you enjoyed your watching, it would help us out a lot if you'd hit that like button. Also, if you're not already, be sure to subscribe to become a part of the NNSCRA crew today. And if you're on your phone, be sure to click that bell to be notified whenever we have a broadcast here on NNSCRA TV. Once again, we thank you for your support and we hope you continue to enjoy today's broadcast. Final round of qualifying set to be run here. The Fast 10 gonna run for the pole position in preparation for tomorrow afternoon's race. We'll run down the list here, see who's going for what in terms of their number of poles on the season. Start with Connor Breton. He's looking for his first pole of the season. Save can be said for Jessica Shelton. Rob Evans, who's just there leaving pit road, and we'll focus on him here for the moment. He's looking for his third pole on the season, which would tie him with Charles Sanford for most here in Season 7. Caleb Fogler, he's looking for his first. Michael Norman, as we documented, is looking for his second. Ryan Brommer is looking for his second. Anthony McCurry looking for his second. Joshua Osborne looking for his second. Matt McIntyre is looking for his first. And Kyler Sustre is looking for his second pole of the season. So about 4 drivers right there looking for their first pole on the year. And we'll see if any of them are able to get it done. Rob Evans, the only driver out of these Fast 10 that has won multiple poles on the season. And he got a nice tow there on his money lap off the back of Kyler Sustre. 30.918 for Rob Evans. We'll see if that improves here, as he's going to have another lap of draft from the 4 car. Going to pull right up to his back bumper here off of turn 4. Might slow him up a little bit, but I think he's definitely going to improve the lap time, and it will be a 30.414. See if anybody's got anything to challenge him for the pole position, as Breton's coming out. McCrory and Brommer just now coming out, so they're only going to get about 1 or 2 good laps. Shelton right now third on the board at a 31.148. Improves to a 30.881, but that's still 4/10 off of Rob Evans' lap time. This could be an interesting area. Oh yeah, Kyler Sustre got the push from Rob Evans, got the tow off the back of Matt McIntyre. 30.227 for Kyler Sustre. Incredibly enough, though, we've got only 10 cars out here, so not as much opportunity for draft lap as there was back in round 1, but that 227 for Sustre wouldn't have even put him inside the top 20 in fastest speeds in round 1. 30.280 for Rob Evans, so he's about 600ths off of Kyler Sustre. And keep an eye here on Matt McIntyre. He might get a good tow off of the both of them to try and capture his first pole of the season. Let's see. Got to beat a 227 and 373. That moves him up to third highest. Rob Evans just went top of the board. 215. So about 12 1,000ths is the difference between himself and Kyler Sustre for the pole position. Sustre's going to have a big tow off the back of Caleb Fogler here, so hold the phone. We may flip-flop that pole once again. No improvement. 265 for Sustre. 262 for Rob Evans. And no improvement for Matt McIntyre. Maybe the tires have heated up enough that they're not able to improve their lap times. If that's the case, Rob Evans is in really good shape. Shelton just ran her fastest lap, but she still sits 5th on the board at a 30.628. Ryan Brommer just improved his lap time, but he sits in 7th at a 30.850. Anthony McCurry 5th right now, running a 30.603. Joshua Osborne 8th at a 30.911. And Michael Norman, who was the fastest, the only driver to hit the sub 30-second lap times in round 1, is the slowest at a 30.952. So he's going to go from top of the board to bottom of the board as far as the fast 10 are concerned. Connor Breton just jumped to 8th at a 30.9 or 893. As Kyler Sustre just took the pole back from Rob Evans, 30.053 for the Yamaha Chevrolet out of 4 Motorsports. And that, with zeros on the clock, is more than likely going to ice it. Kyler Sustre going to capture his 2nd pole on the season. For the first time in about 3 or 4 weeks, he will make it back into the show, looking for his 2nd win of his Duracell Next Gen Cup Series career. Scoring has ceased. Sustre and Evans will make it an all Chevrolet bow tie front row, but it will be Kyler Sustre that will lead us to green tomorrow afternoon. Session is official. Front row is locked in. Sustre will start on the bottom. Rob Evans will be the highest starting playoff contender, 12th of the 12 playoff contenders, but he will be on the outside of the front row tomorrow afternoon in almost a must-win situation. Caleb Fogler and Matt McIntyre, a couple of blue ovals. They'll be in row 3. Some project cars will make up row 2. Sorry for the Fords. Some project cars will make up row 3 with Anthony McCurry's Mazda and Jessica Shelton's Dodge. So Shelton will be the 2nd highest starting of the playoff contenders. Ryan Brommer and the 3rd highest starting the playoff drivers, Connor Breton, will make up row number 4, and Joshua Osborne and Michael Norman, who were 3rd and 1st respectively in round 1 on lap times, they will make up the completion of the top 10. So Kyler Sustre going to join the likes of Ryan Butcher and Rob Evans, Charles Sanford, Jordan Lopez, Laura Chung, and Daniel Voiles as a repeat pole sitter on the season, and he will look to translate that potentially into a coast-to-coast pole to win for his 2nd career win tomorrow. Hope you guys join us for that. Just the Cup drivers here in town. We don't see the lights drivers, I don't think, for another couple of weeks when we get to Boston Raceway. But hope you guys join us tomorrow afternoon. Should be a good one. It's our 2nd elimination race of the playoffs. We know Dylan Poteet's moving on. 7 drivers will join him at the conclusion of tomorrow afternoon's festivities, and 4 drivers, their journey will come to an end here. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this qualifying session as well. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, part of the crew today. We have shown you your finishing results from qualifying, and we'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon in preparation for playoff race number 6. Until then, I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of NNSCRA TV, offline racing at its best.